This was so difficult for me when I started teaching, but I feel like I truly mastered it with a couple of really great resources. And last year, I even won an award for belonging and inclusivity in my classroom community. So I'm excited to talk to you about this. One of my favorite resources was the Morning Meeting book, and I will put a picture of it. It changed my life, and it was so helpful to get every day started on the right foot. But then I also started doing something called Slow Start, where my students came in the morning and they had 15 minutes to just play. They got to do STEM bins, they got to color, they got to engage with each other, and it gave them so much time to bond, talk about what happened last night before we started our day, and then they came to our morning meeting ready to be respectful and listen to everybody. Any time that a child could be embarrassed in your classroom, you need to have rehearsed that. So you need to rehearse at the beginning of the year somebody getting an answer wrong. If somebody has a bathroom accident, all of these things, how are we going to respond? What are we going to say? Even still in my 6th grade classroom, I make my students raise their hand and give wrong answers all the time. And I'll say that all the time. Who can tell me what's not right? It just helps lessen the pressure when those things do happen. And it kind of gives this sense of like, we're all in here together. Every student in your class should be able to name every other student in your class quickly and correctly all year on any given day. That is something that I test for, I look for, I reward like crazy. I pop quiz throughout the year. If you do not know someone's name, how are they possibly going to be in your class family? And it is so wild to me that teachers will be like, we're such a family, all this stuff. And kids are like, I don't know their name. You will know every single person's name in your class because they are your classmate. You're going to have kids in your class who are hard for the other kids to love or get along with, and that just happens. So you need to model how you think and feel about that student. You think that they're funny. You think they have good ideas. You want them to help you. You're gonna have to put a little bit more effort into that, but the kids will follow your lead. And once they see that everybody's gonna be treated that way, it helps a lot. Okay, last thing. Practice like getting in trouble. So for me, I have like a warning, then you move seats, then I email your parents. The problem with trying to be consistent is that you have those angels who accidentally mess up, and then if you move their seat, they're going to cry and cry and cry and remember it for the rest of their life. So then you try to make an excuse for that person, but then you destroy the whole classroom community because you've created a hierarchy. So the best thing to do is say every single person in this class is going to have to move seats this year at some point because we all mess up. So let's practice that and have some of those kids who never get in trouble practice getting in trouble, just like we have them practice doing the right thing. And I know that sounds so backwards, but you just don't want these surprises because that's when huge emotions happen. And all of this has helped me so much. Okay, I'll make another video about multiplication because that's a whole other thing.